Well, good morning, my friend. Thursday morning. Welcome to the Pastor's Podcast. Today, as we Thursday morning, getting ready for the weekend, first weekend of November, and I'm looking forward to seeing what God can do through the next few weeks here, serving the Lord. I hope that you do that. Of course, today at 10:30, we have church soul winning here at our church, and if you're available, come on out. Let's go reach some people for Christ as we get out and trying to fill up God's house for Sunday morning. Every week is a journey of trying to fill up the house of God. And I'd encourage you to do that no matter where you are. I'd encourage you to do that. I would like to ask you, if you are watching this in the morning time, morning hours, to pray for Brother Michael Freeman. He is a pastor son of mine, the Pastor Dell Freeman, his son. Just a young man, is having open heart surgery right now as we speak. And I would encourage you to pray for him. He's a good friend of mine, been a friend of mine for years. Good man, pastors out in Virginia. And his son, I know that the family is concerned. And so I would encourage you to pray for him if you can. Want to talk to you, though, today about contented with tarrying. In Judges chapter 19 and verse 6, the scripture says, "And they sat down and did eat and drink, both of them together. For the damsel's father had said unto the man, Be content, I pray thee, and tarry all night, and let thine heart be merry." Now, God commands us to be content with such things as we have. But he did not say to be content with doing nothing for him. Too many are content with doing nothing, and then they wonder why their lives are so empty when they come to the end of their life. You see, God never intended for the believer to be content with doing nothing. Instead, he created us with the desire to do more and to conquer something. The verse I read to you is about a man who had found his concubine at her father's house after she left him, and he went to get her, and her father compelled this man to stay after he intended to leave. For several days, his father asked this man to be content to tarry, and he did. Now, I understand the father's side, but this man said he needed to go back. Now, the tragic ending of the story would likely not have happened had this man not tarried and left when he originally intended to leave. Now, I want to point out a few observations about being content with tarrying. First, content always comes before tarrying. The word content means to be at peace with the limits. In other words, there is no faith by living in a world where you are content with what you have done. A lack of desire is always a result of contentment with accomplishments. A lack of vision is the result of not having desire. People die when they have no vision and are content with their accomplishments. I can say that about a church. I can say that about a pastor. Anybody that's just content with their accomplishments, they're dying. Second, tarrying comes before lack of accomplishments. So when you tarry, you no longer accomplish what you're supposed to accomplish for the Lord. So tarrying is a faithless life because it's a motionless life. Faith is a forward life that cannot have tarrying. So when you choose to tarry, you choose to say, okay, I'm not going to live by faith anymore. When you choose not to live by faith, you choose to displease the Lord. So you have to understand, when I say, okay, I'm going to tarry, that means I stop living by faith. Third, conquering sin follows the lack of accomplishment. Now follow me. You're going to conquer, you're going to conquer something. And when you choose not to conquer something for the Lord, you will find that you will try to conquer sin to the point that sin conquers you. So we're always going to conquer something, my friend. So if I don't conquer what I'm going to do by faith, then I want to try to conquer sin. What I mean by that is I try to do it without getting caught. When the children of Israel tarried while Moses was praying is when they went into sin. Many have lulled themselves into sin because they tarried instead of conquering in the Lord's work. So don't try to conquer sin by doing it and hoping you'll get caught. Conquer sin by destroying it by serving the Lord. Now, my friend, you never be content with what you've done for the Lord. What I mean by this is that you always should have a desire to do something more for God. Stop living in your past accomplishments. To live in a past accomplishment is to live a life of pride and in telling everyone what you've done instead of living a life of faith that forces you to trust God. You see, too many people are they're telling me about what they have done. What are you doing? Now, are you content to tarry what you've already done for God? Pastor, you should desire and work for God to build your church. Believer, you should desire to work for more souls to be saved. Ministry worker, don't be content with the size of a Sunday school class, a bus route, or whatever your ministry is. But desire God to do something greater through you so you can reach more people. Satan is very happy and pleased when you are content with tarrying with what you have conquered for the Lord, because he knows that will lead to no souls being saved. You see, Satan's smarter than us oftentimes. He knows if I can just get them just to be happy where they are and just say, we're going to keep this, then he's got us. So let me challenge you. Never be content to tarry. Get a desire and drive to work to see God do something mightier through your life and your ministry. And when you say, I'm not going to be contented with tarrying, is when you don't start trying to conquer sin and keeping it silent. Conquer something for God, and you'll never have to worry about you switching your focus to conquering sin and hoping that nobody catches it. That's one of the great secrets of life. Everybody needs to understand and do it. Well, my friend, I hope this is a help to you today. Now, let's remember today, be good to everyone. Everyone's having a tough time. Have a great day, my friend.